Hey guys, what is up? It is the Sunny D coming back at you with another YouTube video. This one, a lot different than usual. It's going to be MLB The Show. It is going to be a career sim of my career. This video took me a lot of time to put together, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. And I don't normally ask for this, but I'd really appreciate if you guys hit that like button, because this one just put a lot of time and effort in for me. And so what I'm going to do is we're just going to run through it. I'm going to explain what happened. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. So this player career is coming off the one I had gotten gameplay for in one of my previous videos. So we're currently on the Detroit Tigers, and this is the second season. Now, I'm focusing mainly on upgrading my contact during this time. I really wanted to focus on being a contact hitter like I was in real life. We don't make the playoffs, unfortunately, and I do get traded to the Nationals halfway through the season, which was actually a good thing, because honestly, I just really didn't want to rot in Detroit. With the Nationals, I kind of lost some playing time due to them having Juan Soto, so it was an interesting part of my career, to say the least. Unfortunately, we do make the playoffs. However, now you're going to see that I'm currently trying to work out a contract. I was still really young at the time, so I couldn't really finesse the system like I wanted to, unfortunately. I just went with what the Nationals gave me, and we got into our first actual season as a National. One thing I want to briefly mention is in this season I was mainly focusing on contact and fielding. Those were the two main things I wanted to get up there and upgrade as quick as possible. Now, unfortunately, I did run into some mild injuries during this season, so my statistics were really not that high. One thing I didn't realize on the Nationals until looking into the statistics further on in my career is that with Juan Soto being on the roster, I lost a lot of playing time in ABs that I wasn't aware of until after the fact. So if I would have known that, I would have either tried to get traded or done something differently in this situation. Once again, we're still focusing on just our fielding, our hitting, and as you guys can see here, we're actually gonna make the playoffs this season. But coming up here in a second, you'll see in the clip, even though it's moving really fast, we do actually get injured. And so we missed the postseason, even though we made the postseason, so I didn't actually get any postseason experience, and we did lose, so it wasn't the biggest deal in the world. Being a young player, my goal was just to try and get a nice little contract here in the offseason, so I tried to negotiate with the Nationals a 2-year deal. Unfortunately, they didn't quite budge on it, so we just kind of settled for whatever their offering was. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like $1.5 million. But yeah, so that's what we went with in this offseason. Now going into year 2 with the Nationals, I was kind of hoping we could, rebound, make another playoff run. Hopefully I would stay healthy this time. Unfortunately, this season was plagued with a bunch of minor injuries for my player. I didn't really get to play that much. My statistics were still down because, like I said, I didn't realize Juan Soto was getting all the playing time and I was getting nothing. I would have thought they would put me in like center field, maybe right field, but they weren't playing me for whatever reason. But that's not the point here. We actually finished with a pretty down bad season, which I wasn't really looking forward to, but it is what it is. Like I said, we didn't have any power, and at this point, I was just kind of trying to get to the Orioles because my end goal was to get to the Orioles, being a Baltimore Orioles fan. Being on the Nationals kind of hurt me a little bit. Although they are in general better than the Orioles, I just didn't want to be there. And I mean, not that it can have any effect on the actual game itself, but I was looking forward just to hitting free agency, trying to get to the Orioles, and so the fact that we didn't make the playoffs it is what it is. I think roughly at this point too is when I realized that Juan Soto was getting the playing time, so I quickly asked them to move me to center field just to get my statistics back up. Right, so moving into year 3 with the Nationals. This year was very interesting. This year I had started working on development in power hitting, plate vision, even focused still on fielding. I was just trying to make an all-around good player. I didn't want to make myself a huge power hitter because I really didn't want to hit 500 home runs because that's just not who I was, and I wanted to make it a realistic build to how I was as a baseball player. So we were focusing on power a little bit just to get my numbers up, but it wasn't for any other reason. I was kind of hoping to make an all-star game, which I did not this season, unfortunately. We do, however, end up making the playoffs. Unfortunately, we lost the first game to Cincinnati. Next, it was time to negotiate a new offer with the Nationals. Now, they tried to get me for a big deal long term. I didn't want to stay there like I said earlier, so I was just trying to negotiate a short 1-year deal, which I did eventually manage to pull off, even though they were being hesitant. We hadn't had the success I was looking for with the Nationals, and honestly, I was just trying to get out of there at this point. I just was going to wait my 6-year service and then hopefully get a contract from the Orioles. Now, season 2025 is a very interesting year for us. We started off pretty good. I don't know where all this power numbers and all these home runs were coming from. Like I said, I was keeping it pretty low. I think at this point I was around 50s range. And so we were just grinding out, chilling, and then next thing I know, this happens. Now, I sim over my first All-Star game, and the reason I did that is just because I honestly didn't really want to play it. It wasn't something I was interested in. But here's the dialogue I had with me and my old coach. I just like showing stuff like this off, so I hope you guys enjoy that. I always thought the little things like this in the game were kind of funny and interesting that they added because I didn't think they would. But now it's time to get back to work. Now, we were on a tear and we were doing really well with the season, but it didn't really last long. We made the playoffs, and unfortunately, we do actually get bounced out really early, which kind of shocked me. I mean, I thought with being on the Nationals we'd have some type of success, but we really didn't. So I was proceeding into offseason praying I got an Orioles contract. Spoiler alert, I didn't get a contract from them. So now, with the 2027 season approaching us, I tried out for the spring training team. Of course, got a contract offer. Big time bucks, but it wasn't what I was looking for. So I tried to negotiate a 1-year deal, try and show them what I could do, hopefully make the All-Star team, and hopefully get a big contract at the end of the season. I realized that I might have shortchanged myself in this opportunity. I could have taken a long-term deal, but with the way that Road to the Show works in general, I know that eventually you just become a super stacked player. So I really thought that I was worth more than, you know, the 15 or 18 or whatever amount of millions they were trying to give me per year for like 8 years. So I figured, let's sign the 1-year deal so I can play with Baltimore, but at the end of the day, you know, hopefully we can get a bigger contract come the end of the season. Now, the first season with Baltimore was interesting. We ended up having a very successful season as a team. I believe I did get injured. I might have even made the All-Star game. At this point, I was a pretty good fielder, so I did get a gold glove. And the season overall was very, very productive for us. I'll show all the statistics at the end, so don't worry about it. I had some issues during this part because I accidentally backed out and had to restart part of the sim from here, I believe. So the stats might be a little skewed around this time, but we did end up making the postseason. Unfortunately, we got bounced out by Minnesota, but we did in fact make the postseason, which was a good step for the first year as an Oriole. Now, luckily in free agency, they didn't offer us a contract at first, but eventually the Orioles budged and offered us a max deal for 8 years, I believe, but I ended up negotiating for 9, so we're there for the long run. At this point in the video, guys, I'm just going to show you our playoff runs we went on. As you guys can see here, we won an incredible run against Minnesota and a bunch of other teams. We ended up winning the World Series. Unfortunately, I didn't do much for the team, but we did end up winning our first World Series. Now, the year following that, we actually make another World Series run. Unfortunately, even though we went on a tear in the playoffs and probably would have won World Series MVP, we do in fact end up losing to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 6 games, I believe. It was very unfortunate, but it happens. It is baseball, so we're going to move forward. Now we're going to take a little break here. The following season, I made my first ever home run derby, so you guys can just sit back, enjoy these home runs. I know this part's going to be kind of boring and drawn out, but just stick with me here. I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I'm enjoying it. It's taken me a long time to make, so I really hope you guys enjoy. If you guys haven't already, please, I beg you, smack the like button. Like I said before, I'm not much on this. I'm not much on likes. I don't care about views. The amount of effort I've put into this video, I think really deserves for me to get a like from you guys. I mean, if you don't think so, then hit the dislike. I don't really care. But the amount of effort put into this video is beyond anything I've done so far. So just sit back and enjoy the home run derby. And so far, I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I plan on doing more. That's what I want to talk to you guys about right now. Just send me, you guys, you know, if you want to send your names, what you guys did in baseball. From the future, when I do these, I'm going to do them in franchise because I really got bored and tired and Road to the Show. It took me way longer than I was expecting. So if you guys want me to do a career sim for you yourself, and let's be real here, I'm not going to make you guys load it up. I'll give you guys a potential, but you're not going to be superstars. I'll do those. I think they'll be fun and exciting. It'll be a way to be engaging, and it'll be a new fun series that I can do on the channel. That is enough rambling from me, guys, though. I hope you guys enjoy this so far. Enjoy the rest of the home run derby, and I will meet you guys back when we're back in the season. The same season we're on a playoff run here. Unfortunately, we get swept by the Indians. This is followed up by another quick out from the Texas Rangers the following season. Next season, same thing. We end up winning a wildcard game against Seattle and then getting bounced out on a sweep by the Twins. The following season after that, we do have a quick exit from the LA Angels. They took care of us pretty quickly. Then following that, we lose another postseason run to the Oakland Athletics. Now, unfortunately, in our next run, we ended up winning our wildcard game, but then fighting a tough battle against the Indians and losing yet again. At this point, I kind of got tired of doing it, so we did eventually, halfway through the season, choose to retire. So currently, right now, you are watching our retirement announcement and part of the sim from that season. Now, I know that this is a sim specifically, but the next clip you guys are going to see is actually footage from the last game that I played at home for Camden. I'm not going to lie, the footage did start off with me playing on Hall of Fame, and it was difficult, needless to say. Even with all the stats, I still had 99 contact and like 50 something power. It was still very difficult. Later in this clip, I'm not going to lie, I did boost it down to beginner difficulty. I was just trying to get a home run, last send off in Camden Yards. I decided I'd also do some fielding moments and, just have a good time. I was just trying to enjoy this part of the series, honestly, because I'd gotten so tired of just recording and simming through all the stuff. I mean, that's why I'm going to switch it over to franchise when I do future ones, because honestly, it was just so time consuming and so time draining, and it wasn't really fun for me to do after a while. Like, I got really bored. So what we're going to do from here on out, like I said, is we're going to switch it over to franchise. I'll do all you guys. I'll probably do a picture version of myself as well, and we'll just see how those career sims go, and I hope you guys keep enjoying this. I also want to apologize for the rambling. These post commentaries are really hard for me to do. It's a lot of time to talk and just ramble on, and I know I'm rambling, but I hope you guys have been able to enjoy this video so far. Now here's where we actually switch over to beginner difficulty. It was a clutch moment, bases loaded. I was trying to hit a home run for the fans. It's gonna be the thumbnail, you guys already seen it. And so basically what happens is I take the first pitch, we get a good second pitch to hit, I crush it, and he robbed it. He robbed a home run at Camden Yards that would have given us the lead. And this is basically where it turned from here. My next at bat, I end up flying out in the bottom of the ninth. And we end up losing to the Tampa Bay Rays, and they had to spoil my last game in Camden Yards, didn't they? It's a sad way to go out in front of the fans, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, guys. I don't really care that much. It was the only time I had played other than the rookie season, so the rookie season stats you guys see was me playing, and it was on Hall of Fame difficulty. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me. I don't care, but I promise you it was. But for not, we may have lost this game against Tampa, but it wasn't the end of the world, and it wasn't my final send-off, as we would eventually make the playoffs. Now, when we get to the playoffs, we get to the World Series against St. Louis, and we do in fact win, sending me off as a champion. Now at this point of the video, guys, I'm tired, and I know it's been a lot of me just going on and on, but here's just going to be the statistics and the awards that I got. If you want to stay tuned just to watch, it's not a big deal if you don't, I don't really care. But I just really want to thank you all for watching this video. It took me a lot of time and effort, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. It would mean a lot to me just because of the time and effort I put into this video. And this is the Sunny D, and I'm signing out, guys. Peace.